Hello. Thanks for clicking and choosing to watch this video. Today I want to discuss a fairly popular antenna, GA-450. It is a Chinese battery-powered active magnetic loop. Why does this video thumbnail look like this? Because I can say both good and bad things about this antenna. Advantage of Chinese antennas is their low price, which might encourage enthusiasts to test and research for better antennas for little money. But unfortunately, one has to take into account here that the price is low for a reason. When it comes to Chinese products of little known brands, they often have problems related to quality control or specific budget cuts that translates into product functionality. On my channel, I focus on functional test of various antennas because I am constantly looking for perfect antenna, and I want to share my impressions of using them. I prefer to collect a lot of material so that when you see the recording and listen to it, you can decide for yourself whether you would like to buy a given product. I prefer to have this approach because it is not my goal to sell you this product. To the point, after a quick test of GA-450, I concluded this antenna was definitely unusable in this current form, so I made a decision to modify it by throwing away the switching power supply and battery in order to power this antenna through the external DC source. At this point, I power this antenna through holder of several AA batteries. When fully charged, result in 12 volts of output, exactly the same as the internal switching power supply from this antenna. I am satisfied with receiving capabilities of this antenna, but definitely not from the noise level that was generated by power supply. You can see example of noise in these pictures. The noise is marked with arrow. Antenna internally consists of two PCBs connected by electric wires, and in my opinion, this noise itself can be intercepted from power supply by using electrical wires as connecting elements between these two PCBs from antenna. Even BNC output connector of antenna has connection based on electric wire. This switching power supply itself is also not shielded in any way, and what is worse for the battery life, it works all time providing voltage. Switching signaled by red light only turns the antenna amplifier, and the power supply works non-stop even when the antenna is turned off. So the only option to prevent battery discharge is to unplug the battery connector from power supply PCB. So I got rid of the power supply to use external power supply, but it is also not as simple as you can see in this picture. The indicated electric wire, which should provide 12 volts, actually supplies minus 12 volts to this second PCB. So if you decide to do this modification, first measure the voltage in the output plug from the switching power supply PCB, because I am not sure if only my copy of antenna has the wrong placement of plug. In my case, the box containing the loop itself is filled with hot glue and the loop itself is loose. In this case, I plan to use epoxy as a bonding element between the metal loop and the plastic housing. Unfortunately, I do not take photos of inside of lower antenna box, because immediately after finding the source of noise, I started modification. In a moment, I will present you a short recording showing the influence of switching on power supply from this antenna located on the antenna box and moving it away from antenna. Thanks for watching the video. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up or leave sub. I also invite you to watch my previous videos that have similar content.
The city of London are used to hearing car horns beeping at the next station. The city again. The state back.
C'est là. Ce qu'on voit quand on est
Hear the difference with 2 BPM radio. Enjoy my فهم بيجي من برضه يكون هو قامة الدولة اللي كان قبل Quindi online è già qualcosa. E perché questa è già più tardea o guarda loro macello, la vanza che in giro ci sono di salto andare in stadio in America. Non è ella, poi sarebbe non ho non può fare. I had been seeing it move in the opposite direction.
Wirtschaft heute.
Die starke Verstädterung ist in Ho-Chi-Minh-Stadt derzeit deutlich zu sehen. Damit steigt nicht nur die Einwohnerzahl der Stadt, sondern auch die Mobilität und das Wirtschaftswachstum. Die Art und die Lebensweise der Stadtbewohner verändert sich. Deshalb ist die Bewertung
One thing I always think is even intelligent places don't know.
Incorrect. BBC security correspondent. The funeral of Queen Elizabeth II was one of the great ceremonial in modern British history. Something which, the coronation in 1953, anything to go by, will stay throughout their lifetime in the memories of
Et il y a beaucoup de gens qui font du vélo.
Oui, beaucoup de gens du coin. C'est devenu de plus en plus populaire ces dernières années. Dans quelques instants, Joué va suivre un groupe qui connaît encore mieux cet endroit. À pied. Attention, ceux qui sont derrière, nous allons devoir traverser le pont en bois. Soyez vigilants.
Soyez.
C'est une détresse psychologique.
Sentimental, à chaque individu qui est au travail, il a c'est-à-dire que la personne qui est en détresse psychologique va avoir plusieurs types de manifestations ou de symptômes comportementaux, des symptômes affectifs ou émotionnels, des symptômes physiques.
الكثير من القوة على الثقة بالنفس لذوي القدرات الخاصة. أيها المواطنون الأعزاء، قبل أيام قليلة قابلت فتاة من فوات اسمها أنشي، وكان لقائي معها
selon des fournisseurs énergétiques publics éthiopiens, Electricity
qui est revenu en danger pendant les 9 premiers mois de l'année fiscale éthiopienne de 2021 à 2022 en jour, qui a débuté le 10 juillet dernier, était issu de la vente.
Ему показалось, что именно этот молодой человек достоин стать его учеником. Но как же покорить этого?
The country has expressed interest in namely clean energy technology, refugee, environment protection, digital economy, innovation, and technology development. He further highlighted the progress on Thailand's Eastern Economic Corridor.
Хитрость Джо Галяна. Он замыслил выманить тигра с горы. Он обманом заманил меня в Дичен, а сам хочет ударить по Тяньшую. Дзян Вэй от негодования сжал кулаки и изо всех сил топнул ногой по стене. В этот момент к нему подошла мать. Накинув на него плащ, она только сказала: «Похолодало, сынок». Взяв мать за руку, Дзян вышел.
Che così tra il cielo rotondo e la terra quadrata. La tavola armonica sono inseriti 13 bottoni come tastiera che indicano i 12 mesi dell'anno e il mese intercalare. È una struttura in legno duro per fissare le corde, chiamata Yueshe, ossia ai letterati come una forma di autointrattenimento, di coltivazione dello spirito da tenersi in privato, non in grandi ambienti, ma di fronte ad un fonte pubblico. Nell'anno 306 a.C., dopo la caduta dell'impero Putin uscì gradualmente dalla sfera delle corte e degli intellettuali, penetrando fra la gente comune. Nel 700
Радио 2. Галина Романьяна, 2, это Борис, Олег, Калининград, съем. Конечно, бывал в Багратионовске, но это, ну... Как бы, да, на от меня. Да как сказать, как и все остальные городишки у нас... I don't just ever work from over he gave me a tip about setting the audio settings in language as well. I forget what they are now, but just so nice. He said it's not necessarily nice things, but that is just what the thing is not. That's something like that. So, yeah.
E anche del 76 dici che è al centro. Però adesso sono concentrato tutti, sono troppo contento di aver fatto questo acquisto. A te Alfredo, vai bene Alfredo con il 7 eh?
Sì, Papa Extremisti. Allora, un attimo. Allora, Papa Extremisti. Ti ascolto un po' bassino, 5657 qua in provincia di Napoli. Sì Antonio,
Il 7003 è una bella radio, c'è un ottimo modulatore, quindi questa presa prima della pandemia,
Hallo Dirk, Colin Dirk, Echo Medica Serui, Japan Echo, Hallo Dirk, Echo Medica Serui, Japan Echo, Colin Dirk, over. California, W7, CQX, Echo Medica Serui, Japan Echo, CQ, all of the X, calling CQ, all of the X, Echo Medica Serui, Japan Echo, over. November 9, Hotel, Extra Willie, Echo Medica Serui, Japan Echo. Good morning. Thank you for the call. You'll find 959 here in Barcelona, Spain. The name is Lou, London, Oscar Uniform. November 9, Hotel,